Hi, welcome to Zgadgetreview. Today is 420, and Apple decided to celebrate it. No, not by making a bong out of an apple, which would have made a lot of sense. They celebrated by launching a bunch of new products and making improvements on other products. So let's do a rundown on most of the things that Apple announced today, because I'm really not interested about a lot of things that they announced, like the credit card. They announced AirTags, a fancy tag that you can attach to different things around your house in order to make sure that you don't lose them, or when you lose them, that you can track them with your phone. This is a pretty clever idea. You can customize the look of it with different imprints and stuff. It's also going to have a leather like keychain holder thing, so you can hang it from things like you will do with a keychain. Of course, they immediately talked about privacy concerns where people could, slip one of these tags into your purse or your bag or in your car or something and keep track of you. What they said is that you can customize it so the tag wouldn't follow you around without your permission. From what I'm seeing here, it looks like this is only going to work with iPhones, which means that you will have to have an iPhone in order to make sure that the privacy portion of it works the way it should. Because if I have an iPhone, right, and I activate the tag and I drop it on someone's car, for example, and that person has Android, there wouldn't be any way for that person to know that I dropped that tag into their car. So I wonder how they're going to address those things when it comes to the AirTag. Other than that, it's a pretty good idea. I think it is supposed to compete with Samsung's product, which is similar, the tag that they came up with. I don't think Samsung's looks as fancy as Apple's, but I mean, that's to be expected. The battery life on the AirTag is supposed to be a year, and you're supposed to be able to change the battery yourself whenever the battery runs out. Up next, we have the Apple TV 4K, which is Apple's TV box update. So this is an updated streaming box since 2017. The new thing is that it's going to have the A12 Bionic chip in it. The Apple TV is going to be able to play HDR and Dolby Vision at higher frame rates, as well as decode video faster. The new Apple TV is going to support HDMI 2.1, so you'll be able to get up to 120 Hz refresh rates on it. One of the coolest things that this new Apple 4K box can do is you can use the light sensor on your phone to calibrate your TV. So technically what they've done is they turned the iPhone into a colorimeter. The way it works is, as you can see, that box will prompt you to put your phone on the TV screen and to let the box cycle through colors in order to make sure that it calibrates your TV to the perfect colors. That to me was really, really cool. Like, I would say the coolest thing in this whole presentation, because colorimeters are really, really expensive. Now, I'm not saying that using your iPhone is going to be exactly like using a very super expensive colorimeter, but if it can help you calibrate your TV and get you to the right place of having the best image that you can get out of your TV, just by using your phone, is a huge step, especially when people have TVs who pay a lot of money for it and never bother to calibrate it. And they never are able to get the best experience out of a very expensive piece of equipment that they have in their home. So this will hopefully help people get the best experience out of that TV. They also updated their remote. They have added a Siri button, which is going to be on the side of the remote. The remote is going to have a 5-way navigation and can be used for taps and directional swipes. The ring surrounding the click pad can also serve as a jog dial that you can use with circular motions in order to browse through your movies and shows. Then we move on to the updated iMacs. This is the first time in years that iMac is going to come in different colors. 7 different colors. And not only that, they're going to be rocking the new M1 chip from Apple. The iMac is going to be 11.5 millimeters thick, so it's going to be super, super thin. It's going to have a 4.5K Retina display. The screen is going to be 24 inches. And Touch ID is going to be coming to the iMac as well. It's going to be included in the keyboard for the device. It's going to have a 1080p camera, which is going to do all this software stuff to make you look beautiful when you're doing those Zoom calls or whatever it is that you might do using the front-facing camera of your computer. It's also going to have a 6-speaker array at the bottom of the iMac and in that chin that is going to be capable of spatial sound. So you're going to be able to enjoy Atmos sound coming directly from your computer. They also touted that the new iMac is going to come with a magnetic power plug, kind of like Microsoft has been doing with the Surface line for years now. But the one thing that they were really, really excited about, besides everything else that they talked about the iMac, was the power brick. The power brick is going to include an Ethernet port. And they said that this was innovative somehow. I believe that I have seen on Amazon power strips with Ethernet ports in them before. So yeah, it is innovative that Apple is including an Ethernet port in their power brick, but I wouldn't say that it's innovative within the industry because it's been around forever. People are probably going to be like, oh my God, I've never seen that in my life before. That's so amazing. Nobody ever thought of it before. People have thought of it before. Sorry to break it to you. And finally, the iPad Pro. The iPad Pro is going to have an M1 chip in it. It's going to make it super ridiculously powerful if everything that they're saying is true. It's also going to support 5G speeds. So if you want to get 5G on your iPad, you're going to be able to do that. Of course, you got to pay for the plan and find the carrier that is going to support it. So you're, got to do your homework on that part. The fact that they are adding an M1 chip on an iPad Pro is amazing because this is going to give the iPad more computational power than, I will say, any other tablet out there. Are there any other tablets out there right now? I guess Samsung still makes tablets. Who buys those tablets? So, but whatever. Somebody has to buy them, otherwise they want to make them, right? They're making the iPad Pro to live up to the promise that they had made since it came out. The whole idea of the iPad Pro has always been like, you can take this around with you and use it as a portable computer. Something that you can actually be productive with. Not only play games and watch movies, but actually edit videos and pictures. And, if you do drawings and all these things. And finally, this year with the iPad Pro with the M1 chip, the promise seems that it's actually going to become a reality. Those are not the only changes with the iPad Pro. They have also changed the camera bump in the back. They have added LiDAR to it. Liquid Retina XDR panel is going to have mini LED backlighting system, which is supposed to improve the contrast ratio and give it a slightly better brightness as well. Another big change for the iPad Pro is the USB-C port, which is going to double as a Thunderbolt port with USB 4.0 support. This is great because you're going to be able to attach other peripherals to your iPad Pro, making it, as again, the promise has been, more of a workhorse type of device. The iPad Pro will also support the PS5 and Xbox Series X gamepads. So if you want to play games and use a gaming controller, you can pair either one of those controllers to the iPad. And supposedly you're going to have haptic feedback as well. They have added a new 12 megapixel front-facing camera, ultra-wide front-facing camera, with something that they're calling center stage. Technically, what it means is that when you prop your iPad on a table or something, the iPad camera is going to be able to follow you around as you move. So when you're on a call, for example, and you're doing something, the camera is going to be able to keep up with you, to keep you in frame, so the person that's talking to you is able to see you the whole time. That's everything pretty much that Apple announced today. Of course, it had been expected that Apple will move their M1 chip to a lot of their products, if not every single product like they have finally done, because there makes sense that they're making their own silicon. Why wouldn't you put it in every single device that you can? Especially with how great the performance was on the devices from last year. Adding more power to devices now and being able to charge the same amount of money, if not more, makes a lot of sense, especially if you're trying to push your products towards productivity, as they're doing with the iPad Pro. And I am not a huge Apple fan. I think their products are overpriced. Yes, they are slick, and I guess you could say now that they are pretty powerful, but still the price to me does not justify what the product gives you. I was, like I said, very, very surprised when they used the phone to calibrate the TV. If there was anything in that presentation that took me by surprise, that blew me away, was that. That was the thing that I was like, what? Wow. Like, first time that I've seen an Apple product that I've been like, I want to get that just so I can calibrate my TV. So the fact that they are adding this to their Apple TV is a really, really cool thing, in my opinion. But it is really cool to see the innovation in how tech and where technology is going right now. It's exciting times, the ones we're living in. Are you an Apple fan? Are there any products that were revealed today that you were excited to see? Are you planning on getting anything in particular? Were you excited, like I was, to see that you can use your iPhone as a colorimeter? Ha! Let me know in the comment section. That's it for me. Go ahead and subscribe. Give us a thumbs up. It really helps the channel. Go ahead and hit that bell so you can be alerted every time we have new videos. And thank you very much for watching.